Hi everyone. In this video, we'll show you how you can use custom incident priorities and SLAs within Zenduty and ensure that your critical high priority incidents are resolved within your SLA timeframes. While Zenduty provides you with a single pane of glass view of all your incidents, it is important that you stay on top of your most critical incidents. Take, for example, the VP of Operations and Support at a company. Her name is Julia, and her role is to ensure that all critical incidents are resolved within the SLA timeframes. At the end of the day, the role of an operations manager or a support manager is to ensure that all incidents or all support tickets are resolved within the SLA timeframes. And when these incidents or tickets do cross their SLA thresholds, it is imperative that these SLA managers or the operations managers or support managers are alerted whenever that happens, so that they're able to bring in more resources, more subject matter experts, and they're able to mobilize more people around the incident so that they're able to resolve it without further breaching the SLAs. It is also important from an incident management perspective that you're able to assign priorities to different incidents so that you're able to prioritize which incidents to solve first, which incidents to solve second, and so on and so forth. Most companies or most SRE teams or operations teams have a L0, L1, L2 or a P0, P1, P2 kind of a priority matrix, and that is something that you can also implement within Zenduty. So in the next couple of minutes, I'll show you how you can set up custom priorities and SLAs within Zenduty. To create new custom priorities, navigate to your team page and navigate away to your priorities tab right here. As you can see that we have already created 3 priorities, that is P0, P1 and P2 in that order. And I'm going to add another priority called P3, and P3 normally is a low priority incident, and since it's low priority, I'm just gonna assign it a color that denotes low priority. So I'm just gonna go with green, and I'm gonna click on OK. So as you can see that within our team, that's the production team, we have 4 custom priorities that we have created. That is P0, P1, P2, and P3. P0 denoting the most critical incident, and P3 denoting the least priority incident. So once you assign or once you create your priority matrix, what you can do is you can assign a default priority to specific services within Zenduty. So if we have different services, if you have a critical service, if you have a non-critical service, you can assign a default priority to a service within Zenduty. So to assign a default priority, simply navigate to your service settings page and assign your default priority. That's right here. So since our ZDProd service is very critical, we would assign it a default priority of P0. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on save. So as you create an incident within Zenduty, a default priority is automatically assigned to the incident depending on your service settings. And if you'd like to change the priority of the incident, you can go ahead and change it from the priority dropdown right here. Setting up custom SLAs on Zenduty is also something that you can very easily do. SLAs on Zenduty allow your operations managers and your support managers to get alerted whenever an SLA is about to be breached or whenever the SLA is breached. There are 2 kinds of SLA alerts that you can subscribe to as a manager. That is the acknowledgement SLA and the resolution SLA. So for example, if you have a critical incident, you can have an acknowledged SLA of maybe 5 minutes, which means that it is critical that the incident is acknowledged within 5 minutes, or else that's an acknowledgement SLA breach. And you have a resolution SLA, which is an incident needs to be resolved within the resolution SLA period, and any resolution beyond that is a violation of the resolution SLA. So over here we have an example of an SLA, that is the P0 SLA, and we have the SLA target for acknowledge as 5 minutes, and we have a resolution target of 1 hour, or about 59 minutes. What I can do with my SLA in Zenduty is I can remind someone whenever an SLA is about to be breached, or I can remind someone when an SLA has been breached, or a couple of minutes after the SLA has been breached. So over here we have a setting where immediately after the acknowledgement SLA is breached, we are sending a notification or an alert to Dwight, who is the operations manager, alerting him of an acknowledgement SLA breach. Similarly, if the resolution SLA is, let's say, 30 minutes, we are reminding Oscar, who is a senior operations manager, 5 minutes before the resolution SLA is breached, or maybe 15 minutes before the resolution SLA is breached. And we are reminding Dwight, or rather we are alerting Dwight immediately after the resolution SLA is breached. So we have, let's, for the sake of example, let's have the acknowledgement SLA as 1 minute, and we're going to alert Dwight and Michael as well whenever the acknowledgement SLA is breached. So let's go ahead and save this setting. Now, once you define your various SLAs, repeating the same process as we did with incident priorities, we'll go ahead and assign a default SLA to our service. So over here again, navigate to your service settings, and then you can assign a default SLA policy to your service. So let's go ahead and create a new incident to the ZDProj service. I'm going to assign it to the P0 support escalation policy, and this is a highly critical incident. Now, as you can see that Zenduty assigns the incident priority of P0 and an SLA of P0 SLA. So if I go back to my incidents page, I'll see that my acknowledgement SLA is in 1 minute and my resolution SLA is 30 minutes. So we are still in the green. We still have 1 minute to till the acknowledgement SLA has been reached. I'll be able to see the same information right here. Now, while Zenduty executes the escalation policy, that is the P0 support escalation policy, and starts alerting people within the P0 escalation policy, back and see that the acknowledgement SLA has been breached, and a new incident that says the acknowledgement SLA has been breached at 4:24, and you'll be able to get a lot more details around if I'm the operations manager, I'll get the SLA breach alert on my Slack and on various other channels that I've configured in my notification rules. Once your incident has been acknowledged, will happen at 26 minutes from now. So while you go ahead and acknowledge the issue, if the incident is not resolved within 26 minutes, then the people that are configured for receiving the alert soon after the resolution SLA is breached will receive the alerts on their respective notification channels. So at the end of the day, what Zenduty helps you do is it helps you and your team track and not exceed your error budgets, while at the same time have a general overview of your SLAs and what percentage of your incidents have met their SLAs and what percentage of your incidents have exceeded or violated your SLAs. So just more information is available on the Zenduty documentation about the incident SLAs and incident priorities. And I hope that you like this video. Please leave your comments if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you so much.